Well, this is definitely not the video that I had planned today. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Hannah. This is Jar of Fireflies, and here you'll find content all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3. And today we're going to talk about Shiva. Okay, so it's Friday morning. Yesterday afternoon, my husband's father passed away, and our house became a Shiva house. I don't know that much about Shiva. It's not something that I really anticipated dealing with anytime soon. I had to ask a lot of questions yesterday while still trying to help my husband handle our children, pack our house, and everything else that is going on in our lives. Hey there, future editing me here. I just want to clarify, because I don't think this was super clear in the video, but I am not sitting Shiva. My husband is sitting Shiva because it is his father and is my father-in-law, so therefore I do not sit Shiva. So my husband is sitting Shiva, but this is still happening in our house and obviously within our family. Okay, now back to the video that I think I've made that a little bit more clear. It's been a rough less than 24 hours already. It's still very fresh and very raw, but it's what we're dealing with right now. And you know, it's something that's been on my mind since we got married. My husband is so close to his family, and they live in Israel. They live so far away. When a Jew passes away, they do the funeral very quickly. It's ideal to do it the same day. There's no way my husband could make it to the funeral. His father passed away yesterday afternoon, and they buried him that same day. There's no way to get a plane ticket and travel all the way across the ocean to Israel in that time period. It's just not possible. We were able to attend the funeral through Zoom. Our rabbi and his wife came to be with us during that time, which was so wonderful and so helpful. He's devastated. He is so heartbroken. It's very hard to watch someone you love go through this. Because they lived in Israel and because we don't speak the same language, we were not as close as I would have liked. But I do know what an amazing man his father was, and what a loss this is. So, I had to, like I said, I don't know that much about Shiva. I do know that you sit Shiva for someone that is your spouse, your child, or your parent. And you basically, sitting Shiva because you sit low to the ground. You don't sit at a table for a week. You don't sit on a couch. You sit basically on the floor or very near the floor, like on a cushion or a very low stool or chair. You don't have to sit, you can stand, but you just can't sit up high. You also don't go to work. We have put all of our house construction on hold for the week. So we were supposed to move out Monday. Don't think that's exactly happening right now, which means our whole house is packed and we're not going anywhere. So that's a little bit of stress. You're not allowed to prepare your own first meal. You're not allowed to eat your own food for your first meal. So my rabbi and his wife brought my husband a meal last night so that he was able to eat that. After that, you can eat your own food. Our community has come together so beautifully. We wanted to light a memorial candle last night, and a member of our community took upon herself to go and find one for us and get that to us, so that we didn't have to be concerned with that. Another community member organized meals for our family so that people would be bringing us food this week so that we wouldn't have to think about that. I just finished setting up for the first Shiva visit, which will happen this morning. We've scheduled about 2 hours where people will come and sit outside on our patio, about 6 feet apart, and be able to be with my husband. Printed up some signs asking people to wear masks, and some other signs that had my father-in-law's name on it so that they know who they're davening for. One of our neighbors brought by some cookies and crackers and fruit so that we have something to give the people who are coming to visit my husband while he's sitting Shiva. It's our custom that we would give a little bit of food to our guests as they come by so that they can make a blessing on the food, a bracha, that is said in honor of my father-in-law, and it's said to elevate his soul. So that is why we do that. But they also are not allowed to eat our food. People who are coming to visit, they're not allowed to eat the food of a mourner, which is why someone else had to go and buy this for us. So that was so kind of our neighbor to take it upon himself and take care of that for us. It's just all these little things. We've been printing pictures of my father-in-law to post around so that people can see him. My father-in-law has been here to our community. Our community does know this man. So, it's a loss felt outside of just our home. And it's just a sad day. It's going to be a sad week. It's going to be a sad time. I had to ask my rabbi yesterday. I said, what do I not know that I need to know? What do I not know to ask? So he could talk to me about some things that I should be aware of. So my husband will be staying home this entire week. He's not going to be going out of the house. Normally, he's the one who goes out of the house for us. So I will be doing any shopping or anything that needs to be done. Several people in our community have already offered babysitting, whatever help that we need. It's just, it's times like these that really show me how important and valuable our community is and what we've built here within our community. I often talk about how beautiful a Jewish community is, that it's an intentional community where we live and pray and eat together. And it's just a time like this that really shows that so beautifully. I will link to an article below in the description box with more information about Shiva. Like I said, I am definitely not an expert. I'm just trying to float through it all right now and help my husband the best that I can, just to be there for him, make sure that he's eating and drinking and has a box of tissues. It's just, I feel like this video is just a lot of me kind of verbally processing what's been happening the past 24 hours. So thank you for listening to that. It's hard on all of us. My children know them, love them. We FaceTime them daily. My children get to talk to them almost every day on the Zoom. And it's very hard. It's hard on my kids right now. They're sad too. It's sad, explaining all of this to them. None of it is easy. None of it is easy. I didn't really plan anything to say today. Like I said, this wasn't the video that I had planned to film today. And I really debated whether or not I was even going to post this video. Actually, as I film this, I'm still debating it. But it's an important thing that's happening in our lives. And I like to share those things with you guys. And our Jewish customs and traditions, which is part of this sitting Shiva right now. I also spent some time covering the mirrors in the house. I still have one more mirror to cover. Because we're all packed up, I normally would have thought to cover the bathroom mirrors with a sheet. I'm not totally sure why you cover the mirrors. I just know that my rabbi said it's something that I should do. Probably it's because you shouldn't see yourself so sad. I don't know. That's probably in the article that I'm linking below. Sorry I don't have all the answers, but I don't. Like I said, this just isn't something that I know that much about, and it's not something that I'm spending a whole lot of time researching right now. I'm just trying to find out what I need to know to get my husband through this, to help my husband, to help my family. And speaking of, I've been out here long enough. I will be going inside to take care of my family, be with my family, and I don't know. It's just a lot. It's just a lot right now, so. Okay, so we just had our first visit of people coming to visit my husband while he's sitting Shiva. It was very nice. So many people came. My husband told a lot of stories about his father, and it was so nice to hear these stories and, you know, just remembering him. Now we need to get ready for Shabbat, and, you know, the community is bringing us food, but I still need to do a little cleaning up around the house, and yeah. It's still just like this solemn day, you know, it's just like there's like a heaviness. So that's kind of where we're at now. You know, there's just like this heaviness on the day, which makes sense. You know, when one person in your house is off, someone who matters that much, the whole house gets a little off. Okay, so I'm gonna go do some picking up, and then we'll see how Shabbat goes, I guess. We have more visiting times scheduled for next week, you know, set hours so that we can sit outside and have people visit. And they're gonna do services here at our home a few times next week also. We're gonna have Sephardi Minyan here at our house, meaning a group of people of our exact tradition, because we live in a community that is Ashkenaz, which is not our customs. You know, it's very similar, it's all Judaism, but it's a little bit different. So we're gonna have a Sephardi group come to our house. Well, Shabbat is over. I am just waiting for my husband to come back from shul, from services. You know, he hasn't been really going so much because of COVID, and now he is going to be going all the time so that he can say Kaddish, which is the special mourner's prayer, now that he is a mourner. So that's happening. It was so nice, the community, so many people in our community brought us food for our Shabbat meals, so we didn't have to worry about cooking, which, wow, what a relief that turned out to be. I can't even tell you. I feel like our whole community is giving us this giant hug right now, which is just so nice because we really need it. We spent more time over Shabbat sharing stories about my father-in-law and just being together, just being a family. We didn't have anybody over. We didn't go anywhere to see anybody. It was just us. It was really nice. Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on tonight. They're going to have services here tomorrow morning, which will be really nice. And I think a few other days this week, I'm not totally sure. And yeah, so that's what's going on here. So one of the things that we did talk about over Shabbat, my husband and I, is that he really didn't know a lot about mourning either, and like the laws of mourning. He had to do a lot of learning for this to figure out what he was supposed to do. I guess he knew some basics, kind of the basics that everybody knows, I guess. You know, sitting on the floor in 7 days and all that. But he had to spend some time learning also, because it's just not something, I guess, that you sit and learn. But yeah, so I felt better that I certainly didn't know that much about it. I definitely know more now, but hopefully I won't need to know this anytime soon for myself. But yeah. So that was just a little tidbit. So I apologize. I don't really feel like I'm giving you a ton of information about Shiva in this video, but I really don't know that much about Shiva, and I'm certainly not going to give you information about something that I don't really know myself. So I will link to that article below that gives more information about Shiva, and so please read that if you'd like to know more. I'm also not going to spend a bunch of time researching right now because I want to be there for my family, which is what I'm going to go and be doing now. So thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate you being here. You guys really are like community to me now. I love chatting with you guys in the comments, and you all mean so much to me. So thank you for being there for me. And I already can feel the hugs from you guys while you're watching this. So thank you. But yeah, I am going to get back to my family now. My husband should be home any minute. We're going to do Havdalah, and then he will go, after Havdalah, he will go back into the mourning. I should have said that on Shabbat, we don't mourn. So for today, he was not a mourner, but he was still very sad, of course. But he was trying not to be his best. Trying his best not to be. So there's that. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate you. As always, please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Helps me know what kinds of videos you guys like and encourages me and helps my channel out a lot, and I appreciate that. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload.